On Scrap Station.
Welcome back, everyone. We're going to be Game 4 here between ROOTqxc and Moonglade for the cybergamer.com.au Pan-Pacific Championships. And we are currently 2-1 in favour of ROOTqxc, but Moonglade is now on Scrap Station as his map choice. So, I don't know. I haven't actually seen Moonglade play Scrap Station in a long time, so we'll see how he goes.
You know, on this map, Zerg usually has an advantage because it's pretty easy to take that expansion. You can hatch first really easily on this map. And QXC might eBay block it. We've seen him do that. He did it on Zelnaga Caverns, which would hurt Moonglade a little bit. But on this map, the Zerg player can usually take a third fairly easily, whereas it's very difficult for a Terran player to do that. And I think that Moonglade should be able to take this game fairly easily. QXC is going to be the one who's really going to have to put on the power to really get motivated and win this game. But, you know, Artosis does say that that this map might actually be imbalanced for Terran. We just don't know it yet.
Yeah, I heard that. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm sure the metagame will eventually figure itself out, and we'll see what's going on there.
Well, you know, there was that Jinro game where... There was a Jinro game where he did that tank push, and he just, you know, took the expansion and was very safe and slowly pushed his tanks forward in between the rocks.
Yeah.
And played a very macro-heavy game. And we're going to see the eBay block. But, you know, Moonglade didn't even plan on hatch bursting, so going to be some wasted resources for QXC.
I'm pretty sure he anticipated
that
eBay.
He's going to still block the hatchery, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still gonna block the hatchery for later, and QXC's actually gonna get this up to a lot of HP. He needs to make sure he doesn't let it finish, though. He does stop it from finishing. That's a lot of HP. Moonglade not gonna be able to take that hatchery for a while. He's gonna make some Zerglings before he can do that.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how this game's gonna play out because Moonglade really likes his Muta play, but it's been really shut down by QXC with his great turret placement and his just insane marine count. So it could be pretty interesting.
Yeah, Overlord tried to do some scouting, got repelled by that marine. Second gas going up for QXC before factory, and you know what that means? Support Banshees. That's actually a pretty common opener for Terrans on this map. Very difficult to stop, and especially against a Zerg players going for one base. You know, you're not going to have as many queens.
Well, we're going to see a Baneling bust,
and Moonglade getting a Baneling nest. Ooh, this is going to be very close. But if QXC holds this off, which he is getting a factory here, it needs to maybe put a starport behind those depots to be able to hold this off. If he can hold it off, though, 2-port Banshee is going to be very strong. And QXC anticipates aggression because he knows his hatchery hasn't been going up for a long time. He knows his eBay is still there. And we are going to see Moonglade take it, though. He's not going to go for one base. He's just going to still expand. Yeah, QXC canceling there at the last second.
That Baneling nest is now finished and Zergling speed on its way as well. It has getting that expansion as well. QXC trying to get another scout in there to see what Moonglade's doing. Has there been a scan yet? Hang on, let's check QXC's camera. No, he has not scanned the main base yet. He does not see that Baneling nest. We're probably going to be seeing... Oh, actually, Moonglade is actually supply capped. That is going to hurt his timing here.
Yeah, he tried to scout again, and QXC wouldn't allow it. And here's the first starport. Second starport going to be going up in just a second. Actually, a bunker first, because he's a little bit nervous.
The problem I see with this bunker is it's too close. It'll get the splash damage from the Banelings.
Yeah, you know, he needs to make another starport there maybe, but he wants to hide that starport, so... It actually looks like he's not going to go for 2-port Banshee. It could be a Preigniter Hellion opening instead to do a drop, but that's so hard to do on this map against a good Zerg.
Yeah, that's true. Like, as long as the Zerg is on the ball, he should be pretty okay, but we do have lots of lings coming around now for Moonglade, and these Hellions are probably going to catch him in the middle. Oh, please don't make any Banelings right now. And there we go. We do have Cloak Banshee coming out for QXC now.
Yeah, so he's just going to stick with the 1 starport and also make Hellions. Could have done 2-port, but he just decides to stick with 1. Scaring Moonglade a little bit with those Hellions. So
but he is getting
got the Baneling nest. Yeah, he got the Baneling nest, but he hasn't really used it, and I feel like maybe he got that just in case. It was kind of a, you know, just in case measure. If QXC tried to bust him with some early Marines or something that he had hidden, because it's very hard to scout on this map. He wasn't able to see the second gas or anything like that of QXC.
Yeah, definitely. So we do have Banelings being morphed in the main base here as the aliens are trying to come. But this is going to be a
only one queen
very
though
close.
in the main, and second queen in the natural. So if QXC controls this properly, he's going to be able to get a lot of drone kills, and we're going to see him push forward across the map with some Marines as well at the same time, and 3 Hellions. Check for that gold base really quick. And could he wait for a second Banshee? Looks like he's just going to go for it.
If he waits for a second Banshee, I think that would be a better idea. If he pushes with these stuff at the front at the same time that he comes in with both those Banshees, that could be all over for Glade. So great decisions here by QXC. Not sure if he can actually see those Hellions. Here we go. Baneling's being wasted on Hellions at the front. Very unfortunate. And we do have that Banshee at the back going on the Queen. Moonglade has not noticed this cloak gone down. We do have an Overseer being morphed in, but Moonglade has thwarted pretty much everything at the front with Lings to spare, as we do have that Queen running across trying to deal with this Banshee. But what do we got? We got 4 kills on the Banshee, not as many as you'd like, because Moonglade has wisely dragged all those drones away. So nice defense by Moonglade.
Yeah, you know, he did a really nice job. He dealt with a 2-pronged harass, and all he really needed to do was to get an Overseer and move that Queen that was at the natural up into his main. And QXC going to do a very quick repair job on this Banshee, pulling several SCVs off to repair it. And he does have another Banshee over here on the left side of the map, about to hit Moonglade's natural. And you know, he only has 1 Queen right now, I believe.
He is getting
if he picks that
2
queen
more.
off, it's going to be devastating.
I think he's just going to try and buy time with this Queen. Getting a first couple of hits off on that. He does see the Spire that's going up now, which will shut down these Banshees. But really, this is going to be very frustrating for Moonglade to deal with at the moment, because he only has that 1 Queen, and the other 2 aren't popping out of their stuff yet. And because both Banshees are cloaked, he's going to have to deal with this 1 Overseer. And I think he's going to consolidate all his drones in his main right now. But QXC does have that expansion up. He is transferring that CC all the way.
And you know, that's really important. Had that Spire gone off, this game I think would end a little bit differently. But QXC, after killing that Spire, is going to be in a pretty good position. He also has a 3rd Banshee
Great
somewhere on the map. Yeah,
transfuse.
it's going over there.
Keeping that Queen alive. More Banshees.
He's going to go into the main and at the back. So he's got 3 Banshees alive still. And Moonglade just very oversaturated in his main, losing a lot of mining time that way. This is probably just going to back up with these weak Banshees. But in the meantime, he is going to attack this natural yet again, gets 2 kills, and starts damaging this hatchery. And QXC has expanded at the same time. He did move that command center over. It's now an orbital command. And he's going to send these Banshees back for another repair job. And denying that Spire is really huge. He didn't really lose anything to do it, and he kept all his Banshees alive. He actually hasn't repaired those Banshees in his main quite yet, because he's been microing his other ones. He's still got 2 Banshees over here. And you know, QXC is just all over the place. This is what I'm talking about when I talk about QXC being an aggressive player. He just doesn't stop harassing you in, you know, sometimes literally 4 places at once, managing all these different Banshees. Got another cloaked one up here at the top of the base, though, that he hasn't really been paying attention to. And if Moonglade catches that, it'll be very unfortunate for QXC. Spire is now 2/3 done. Baneling speed about 2/3 done as well. And Moonglade's really been saving up a lot of resources. Probably going to make a lot of mutas as soon as that Spire finishes.
We have 3 more Banshees coming across to the main of Moonglade now. This could be all over for him if he doesn't catch on to this in time. Very unfortunate. The Spire isn't done yet. And he's going to catch 2 of these Queens off guard. They do have enough for Transfuse, though. Let's hope Moonglade figures it out. Transfuse. No, he misses the Transfuse on both those Queens. They do drop extremely quickly. And Moonglade bringing 2 more Queens to the front. But this is just devastating for Moonglade.
Another Banshee at the natural at the same time. Pretty ridiculous. Crazy Banshee harass. And he's going to pick off another Queen here. Going to get maybe the last Queen, which is Moonglade's, of course, last defense until these 6 mutas pop out. And what's he going to choose to go for while he waits? And it looks like he's just going to not really target much of anything. Now he's going to go and target some drones. And the mutas are now out.
So QXC really far ahead right now.
Yeah, those Banshees were pretty ridiculous for QXC. I mean, he does have those mutas out, so it's like, oh yeah, he has the mutas, and maybe he'll be okay. Well, unfortunately, QXC, of course, having 4 barracks up now, he's got a lot of units. If you look at the supply counts, 84 to 49. So while he is going to be able to use those mutas, if he tries to straight up engage anywhere with those mutas, if he loses them, he's not going to have anything. Those mutas are all he has, and he's going to have to try to use those to keep QXC in his base. But QXC is so proactive about making missile turrets. He's got 2 turrets, 3 turrets in his main, and needs to get some at his natural. And you know, these mutas actually might get caught off guard by these Marines. Sneaks by while they're attacking the rocks, and QXC actually doesn't notice this.
He might actually be able to take down these. Does take out the SCVs, making those Mirror turrets, forces the cancel, but I don't think Moonglade's going to have enough to deal with these Marines and tanks that are coming forward. Needs to be careful about that with these mutas.
Yeah, you know, these mutas have paid for themselves. They've destroyed those Banshees, did a lot of harassment here in the natural, but he has to keep them alive. Every Banshee, excuse me, every muta that he loses is so painful. It's like a stab to Moonglade's heart.
I'm just noticing here we are. Moonglade isn't. He's 10 drones behind, but he's getting a lot of things to be able to deal with this stuff. So as long as he gets good positioning, he should be able to take this out. Oh my god, the tanks are out of position, but the mutas are stacked up with that Thor behind him. Things are not looking good for Moonglade right now.
Yeah, he's going to be able to bust down these rocks very quickly. Siege mode is finished. And, you know, +1 attack for the mutas just now on the way. And I think QXC might try to do a drop. He has a lot of Marines still in his main, and he has a medevac here. I feel like maybe, though, he's just leaving those there in case of harassment. He knows his opponent has such a small food count that he doesn't need all of his army to pressure. And, you know, he's going to move forward here with these siege tanks. He's got a Raven as well. Point defense drone, going to do a lot to stop those mutas. And also kill those creep tumors.
It's a lot of banelings, though.
Yeah, that's so many banelings. 14 banelings coming in.
This could be the game-ending push right here for QXC. It's going to come down to the control here for both these guys. We are at 83 supply to 118. QXC just staggering his tanks really, really well.
Moonglade with a pretty big Mutalist force, though, going to catch this Banshee a little off guard. Cloaks just in time.
But he's also
and
going to be out of
surprised
position.
that QXC didn't try to do a drop to draw some of the forces into the main so he could push his tanks forward a little bit better. But, you know, Moonglade has a lot of banelings. He doesn't really want to engage at this choke, though.
Oh, here we go. Some banelings.
We're going to absorb a lot of the shots.
Very dangerous for Moonglade. The Spire is going to drop. Here come the banelings. Tanks are in the right positions, though. Banelings take out all of those, and the... Oh, my God.
Even though he was able to take most of those out, there's 2-point defense drones down. Muta's basically useless against these tanks, and he's going to push forward here with these Marines. And I think this might be lights out for Moonglade. Just not having enough units to deal with this. QXC does have the level 1 upgrade on his Marines. He's going to hit this hatchery and retreat.
And I think that's game
down,
over.
Killing drones, microing really nicely here. And QXC needs to be a little bit more proactive about moving his reinforcing Marines forward, though these tanks are basically Mutalist bait right now. But the point defense drone is going to keep them alive very nicely, and Marines are going to come in here. Point defense drones doing so well against those mutas, keeping those tanks alive. And meanwhile, QXC is taking his third.
Point defense drones ran out of
energy.
energy
If Moonglade loses this, he loses the tournament.
And QXC is taking it third now, so things not looking good for Moonglade at the moment. He has got quite a few banelings still, but I don't think he has any way of combating these tanks.
Yeah, there's just not enough units. Point defense drone does finally get sniped by those mutas. Nicely done. And the mutas trying to catch these tanks a lot out of position, but QXC is splitting his Marines up perfectly here. Mutas cannot engage. They do have the +1 attack. Actually, he looks like he canceled that upgrade. No, it's because he lost his Spire. That's why.
Yep.
And, you know, that's really painful.
He snipes the Raven, though.
Nice transfuse on one of those mutas as well. Trying to keep those alive as long as he can. And QXC is just going to move forward with a few Marines just to pick off this Queen. And Moonglade cannot be happy. He's basically...
Here we go. Moonglade moving in now.
Banelings on siege tanks, not what you want to do. GG, well played.
And QXC will take out the tournament 3-1 over Moonglade. Nicely done.
Absolutely well played by both players, though.